Okay, I think we are live now. I'm saying we, it's only me here. This is my sleeping bag room. What you're seeing here, that's some of the sleeping bags, books, stuff. So, if you are new to this channel, Bjorn Talks, it's a channel where I talk and I get a little bit more direct with things on this channel. I started it as a sacrificial channel, if I can say that. I was almost counting on the channel to be taken down, but it's still here, and now it's yeah. I'll get back to that. Okay, let's see who is in the chat. Quite a lot of people. That's wonderful. Let's see. It's as usual. Super chats will pop up here. I will see those. And also, if people, yeah, that's the best option if you really want me to see your message. And also, then obviously, then you will be supporting my channel, and that's wonderful. Do consider, that's wonderful if you do that. Well, do consider to subscribe to this channel as well. It really helps. And I guess some of you are already subscribers to this channel, maybe all of you. But yeah, okay. So, yeah, why am I not in the Viking cabin? It's too warm there today, so that's why I'm not there. It's really warm, and the Viking cabin has no air conditioning. Okay, can I just say that I will have to end this live stream after 30 minutes. So 30 minutes, that's I have something to, there are people in the house. So they will be in the house in 30 minutes from now. So that's the reason. Now, okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about the blame game. Whole long beer. Oh, thanks a lot. Have you seen any? Have you seen any Benjamin Baldersen? I don't know who that is. Okay. So I'm sorry, I don't know who that is, but thanks for the contribution. Okay. The blame game. Oh yeah. The blame game has started. Isn't that wonderful? And I'm talking, of course, about how the people who haven't had the V, going to use code words here. The V, you know what I'm talking about. I recently said mystery juice, but I'll probably say that as well. But the V, those who haven't had the V are being blamed for the spread of a certain virus, the plague. And I'm seeing that it's like popping up here and there, scattered around the globe. People in power are now saying that. And that's a huge problem. Now, I'm not going to get into the medical details, but the ethical details, or the ethical part of that is very interesting. It's interesting because even if it was true, putting the blame on a part of the population that can easily be recognized in a segregated society. We now have a segregated society, and we even have a mark that people need to show, that a passport, and so it's very easy to separate the people who had the V from the people who haven't had or won't have the V. And then you have politicians, people in power, putting the blame on the people who haven't had the V. Now, have we seen anything similar before? Of course, we have. And that's why, the idea of these passports, or, health passes, is so dangerous. It's such a dangerous idea, and that's why I've spoken about it before. I've said we can't accept this because it's just very, very dangerous. And this is why. Because first you segregate the population, and then you put the blame on one group. Also, what we are seeing is the process of dehumanizing. And you need to dehumanize that group that will be blamed before you can start the next step. Now, I'm not going to say that that's going to happen, the next step, but it has happened before. And we are certainly seeing, 1, segregation, 2, the blame game, and 3, the dehumanizing. So, it's deeply worrying, and it should worry everyone. Now, okay, Michael, is a member here on this channel now. Well, thanks a lot. Yes, I do have a membership option here on this channel as well, and I do live streams for members only here on Bjorn Talks as well. Metal Movies and Brewskis. Well, thanks a lot for the contribution there. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot. Now, okay. Yeah, so the dehumanizing is something we are now seeing in now. I'll try to watch my words a little bit. We are seeing that not so much among people in power and politicians, but we are seeing it certainly in the commentary to news articles and so on. I've been keeping an eye on those, and what I can say is that these people who think that those who haven't had the V, they should just be thrown into jail, or not thrown into jail, but at least be refused to enter any public place. Those people have been emboldened now. Those people are now saying straight out that those who haven't had the V must be forced by force, using force. They must be held down and given the V. And we're going to see more and more of that, sadly. Okay, let me take a look here. Tawaka Beer Mole says, it's another attempt for global control while they divide us to keep us distracted. There certainly is a divide and conquer aspect to this. A Pipe in the Woods, welcome as member. That's wonderful. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. I think Michael, Michael, if I didn't say so already, welcome as a member. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot. Okay. Now, it's very useful to try to keep remembering. Guro Vandrer, welcome as a member. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot. It's if you can remember what these people said a year ago, what you can remember what was called a conspiracy theory and so on a year ago, that has now become truth, that is now happening, it puts everything into perspective, right? So it's, but the humanity is cursed by, what's the saying, basically we forget, so we are doomed to repeat our mistakes. But if we can at least try to remember what was being said, what was being promised a year ago, it puts things into perspective. Certainly, if you ask me how anyone can still say that, well, I trust the government. How can anyone say that? It's to me, it's mind-boggling. How can you say that? I mean, but people are still saying that. So, as I've said many times, and I just want to say it again, this is not about those who had the V against or versus those who won't have the V. The conflict is not and should not be between those two groups of the population, if you will. The conflict is between those who still value personal freedom, freedom of choice, freedom of expression, and things we have in the Constitution in most Western countries. Those people, against those people who are now more than willing to accept a totalitarian kind of rule. That's where the conflict is. So I am not a big fan of name calling. I think it's we shouldn't be calling people names. That's not helping. But okay. Joshua Worth, well, thanks for the contribution. That's wonderful. Joshua says you'll always be welcomed in the USA. If for some reason you need to escape, the problem is to get there. That's the problem. Okay, and Tawaka Beermol, well, welcome as a member. That's wonderful. Wonderful. Now, and art, music, literature, thanks for the contribution there. And thanks for the very kind message. NY, isn't that New York? I hope I was correct. Okay. Go through Mexico, everyone else is. Yeah, well, that was kind of funny. Okay. Yeah, well, now I want to also say that I think the fall and the winter will be dark. I'm talking about people in the northern hemisphere, or north of the equator. It's going to be a difficult time because we will have new lockdowns. They will be more fractioned, I think that's the right word. Yeah, they will probably not be, they lock down one country. They will probably be scattered all around and up and down, back and forth. Or maybe entire countries. I don't know. But you will have that. You will have also rising prices. We're seeing that already, of course. You will have things like certain goods might be difficult to get at all. And you will also have the blame game going on. And I suspect that we will see, sadly, people getting physical or violent towards those who refuse to have the V. I'm seeing that, as something that will quite likely happen, because I'm seeing so much rage and anger and hate among these a certain part of the population. And again, I am now not talking about people in general who had the V. I'm talking about a certain part of the population. It's the kind of people who, if we went back in time to the 40s, the early 40s and the Second World War and so on, those would have been the people who supported I'll try to avoid that word, but it's short for National Socialist Party. You know what I mean. Strict rules, big state. You have to follow the rules, or else, Some people are like that, and it's the most dangerous kind of people. Okay, Michael, I'll read your comment there, and thanks for the donation. Now that we know they leverage crisis and know they can get away with it, they'll use winter times to push it further. Yes, absolutely. I'm afraid you are absolutely correct there. Okay. Pepper84, thanks for the contribution. Thanks for those very kind words as well. All the way from Texas. I really want to go to Texas, and it's one of the places where I've been. I wanted to go to Texas for so many years. Okay. Okay. I hope I didn't miss anyone here. Okay, I'm scrolling down. GB, hi there. Good to see you here. Long-time supporter of my channels. Georgia, yeah, well, basically the entire North American continent seems to me, very fascinating. I've been to New York twice. New York is a city. And I've been to Los Angeles. I didn't like Los Angeles so much, but and I didn't go to those places for vacation, but I did drive up north from Los Angeles for like 5 hours or so, and that was very flat and warm. And then I got to see, the big trees. So that was a memory for life. And I've often thought that, I've seen 2 of the big cities there, but that's in no way representative, of course. Okay, I want to reply to Glacium's World. It says, how can I convince my parents to prepare for what's coming? They dismiss the issue, and I just want their best. I think it's good to avoid using words like preparing. I think, or being prepper, I think if we can rather frame it like how it is sensible to do like our grandparents did, and each generation before that, they would be quite frugal, isn't that the word? And they would have a storage of food. Now, I think it's sensible to have at least 3 months of food for your family. 3 years is even better, but if you have 3 months, that's better than 3 days, and 3 days is better than nothing. But if you are in a situation where you have a storage of the stuff you need, not only food, but the stuff you need for, let's say, 3 months, you know that what you could basically do is lock the door. You could lock the door and close everything out for 3 months. Of course, you don't want to do that, but you could, if things got really bad, if no stores were open, if whatever crisis, you would be prepared, you would be okay. but I don't think it's wise to talk about a crisis situation. You could even talk about how it's wise financially to have a storage of food, because we know that the price of food is rising. Well, it it has done so for as long as I can remember, and it probably will be rising quite rapidly now, and that has already started. Well, if you buy the food that you're going to eat for the next 3 months, if you buy that now, you will be eating food that you bought for less while the prices are up here. You know what I'm trying to say, that it's financially wise to do it. Okay, a pipe in the wood says preppers will need to escape their home, not to be boarded up where the state knows in the emergency you can't carry your stash. Yes, and that's why I believe in having a storage of food and stuff in a different location as well. So let's say you have 1 month of stuff at home and 2 months at that other location. Wolf, Skål from Long Island, or Skål from Norway. It's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, and of course, there is this of course, there is this saying that we are only 9 meals away from anarchy. Now, I've heard 3 meals. What it means is that when people start starving, they become desperate, and when you become desperate, you will do what you need to do to get food, water. Maybe water is even more important. Because I know when I get thirsty, that's horrible. I don't like that at all. And you will steal water if you have to, when you are very thirsty. I would almost say it doesn't matter who you are, or you're going to try to get water or something to drink. That goes for everyone. Exactly. 1954 Shadow says when people lose everything, they lose it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm reading the comments now, and yeah, well, anarchy, I want to point out that's not necessarily a chaotic, violent thing. That's a different discussion. Some would say that anarchy is actually the kindest and the only moral way to go about things, but that's a very interesting discussion one could have there. But yeah, now but when people say anarchy, usually they are referring to a situation where people are just running around insane and crazy in the streets and stealing and murdering, and but that's not anarchy, actually. Well, it could be, but that's something different. That's something we see a lot in states where you have the blame game going on, isn't it? Historically speaking, it has been, at least. Those people are to blame. Let's go and get them. When that starts, it gets ugly and violent. Okay. So, yeah, and can I also say that, yeah, Saxonite says, I blame rap music. Yes, I agree. I totally agree. I, I'm not a big fan of rap music myself, must say. But so that was a little bit funny. Um, and okay. Can I just say that it's wonderful to have so many people here. I did announce this live stream on my main channel. So what I'm trying to do is to get people from my main channel over here on Bjorn Talks. Please do not unsubscribe on my main channel if you subscribe to Bjorn Talks. That kind of doesn't help me. But lots of people are saying, why are you not on this platform, that platform, and so on and so on. And my reply to that is, as always, and as it has been from the start, I have a website. That's my main platform. The website is in the intro on most of my videos, and that's where you should go and subscribe. Because at the moment, I do not upload to other video hosting platforms. The reason for that is that their terms of service are not okay. People are saying, go to Rumble. Well, their terms of service are not okay. It looks a little bit like a trap at the moment. Lots of people are walking into that trap. That's how I read the terms of service. So go to my website. That's my main platform. Subscribe to my website. If something should happen here on YouTube, I will still be on my website. I will find another place to upload my videos. I have all my videos here on hard drives. I will upload to my website. I will be there. And they're not getting rid of me that easy, So, Wolf is asking, do you listen to metal music? Very Viking music. I agree. I absolutely agree. Yes, I do listen to metal. I listen a lot to Amon Amarth. It's a Swedish band, and Dimmu Borgir. It's a Norwegian band. So yeah, absolutely. Scan Essex Gargoyle. Thanks for the contribution. If I can just read that, here in the Northeast, I feel very alone in logic on these topics. I think, well, first of all, I know how you feel. I feel the same. It's the logic or the lack of logic that I think that's the most frustrating thing. And what is the most provoking thing is that these people are saying, well, you must listen to the science. You must listen to, well, they are trying to appear as the logical ones. They are not. If you apply some mathematics to this, and I like to do that, I studied statistics in university, and so I like to look at the numbers. And then you can see very easily how flawed the numbers are that they are presenting. And that's science. last time I checked, mathematics was a science. So that's really frustrating. And there's an absence of logic. It absolutely is, you know. Now, I can't get into the technical details or the medical details. I think actually BB science is important, and science is something that you can measure, or it should be, you know. And that's so I'm a big believer in science. But the problem is when you go from science into something different. Let's just say that. Something different. Okay. Paul Longbeer, thanks for the donation. As he says, Tyr is one of my favorite bands. Let's see her. Jenny Nikim, thanks for the donation there. How do you feel about eating raw foods like milk and meats? Now, do you mean raw meat? I eat. I don't know. If well, I don't know how to answer that. Do you mean raw or uncooked meat? Some say that's healthier. I don't know. It's the taste is a little bit. I don't like the taste so much, but when it comes to eating meat myself, I eat a lot of red meat. That's my main thing that I eat. I have a problem with that ethically because of, you know, I eat dead cows, and those cows did not have a good life the way I see it. But I've tried not to eat that much meat. I've tried eating more plant-based foods, but it just doesn't work out for me. So I eat, you know, I eat about 2 pounds of red meat a day. That will be a shock to some people, I guess, but that's the truth. Okay. Okay, let me just scroll down again. Carl, welcome as a member, and thanks a lot. Okay. Yeah, well, I listen a lot to music where they try to recreate what it could have sounded like. They use instruments that they played back in those times, and Skald was mentioned here. I listen to those and that kind of music, and that's my favorite kind of music. Okay. I'm trying to find Jose is here. Is that now Jose? Good to see you. I don't know if people in the chat know this, but we have someone in the chat now who is a proper survivalist. He was in Alone, the TV show Alone. I hope I can say this, Jose, but because I'm still very impressed. And if you didn't know, that's where they put, I think it's 10 people out in the wilderness. They can bring 10 items, I think, and then the one who taps out last wins. So that's not for everyone. That's only for the toughest of us, toughest people. Carl, well, thanks for the donation. Thanks a lot. Okay, I see now that I am actually, I promised to do a very short live stream today, and it's already at 40 minutes. And I think I'll have to end the live stream because I promised. Now, okay. So I'm sorry I could not keep up with the chat, but I'm happy to see that so many people joined. Just looking now, Daniel is here, and the Woodlander is here. The Woodlander, well, can I do a shout out to your channel? Because I very much enjoy your talks from the woods. And everyone should go and subscribe to the Woodlander here. Okay. Some of the comments are hidden by default. Sometimes I don't know why. And I try to show them. I can choose show. So I try to do that when I spot that, Okay, the Woodlander, will you be uploading a new video soon? I hope you will. I'm looking forward to that. Carl, yeah, well, I have started to look into podcasts and Spotify. I am looking into that now. So yeah, I will let you all know what happens there. Okay. Billy Boy will have you eating 2 pounds of bugs. I can tell you, the day I eat bugs is when I'm lost in the wilderness, and I have been for a long, long time, and I'm desperate. I will then start eating whatever I can eat. So, but unless that happens, I will not be eating bugs. I can tell you that. Yeah. Okay. Luke and Mom is here. Wonderful. I'll do a shout out to your channel as well. And RC Scott. Yes, I was on Eric July's stream. He's a guy with a lot of knowledge of pop culture. So to me it's a strange world, that the whole thing. But certainly I enjoy his talks. Okay. Okay. I will be back. I will be back suddenly. Now let me see her. Okay. I will be back suddenly. And until then, I wish you a wonderful day or night, whatever it is. And stay safe and stay strong out there. Okay.